Hello, folks. My fever broke this morning, so that's good. I'm on the mend and pretty weak, but got through the worst of it. I want to do this video. I have a lot of people posting on my Danielle Smith post on the Alberta sheriffs and that Nazification of police, and I want to explain that because people don't get it. Constitutional monarchies are infamous for creating the police state. This is long before communism, long before the Republican-style policing system. People think these concepts are old world or something like that. The reality is they're not. They're not. Police is a relatively new institution just in the last 300 years, and again, you're going to find one of the oldest ones is the RCMP. They were called the Royal Territorial Police before that, but they're the RCMP now. And folks are getting me wrong, and they're falling into an old downhill spiral. The Nazi Germany easily tricked Germans into, and that was, of course, with Chancellor Adolf Hitler, what he began to do with the police, that he learned off of the RCMP model. What do I mean by that, folks? Constitutional monarchies, we can go back to the Sheriff of Nottingham, same baloney. These are police officers who, one, have a totally different oath than most of every country in the world. First, their oath is not to you, the people, not to serve and protect. It's never been the oath of any police officers in Canada or any other constitutional monarchies, and they certainly it was not the oath of the Nazi SS all through all their division and ranks that gave them municipal, provincial basically, or regional and federal jurisdiction, as well as military-style police. They go to all four jurisdictions in one. So, when we look at Danielle Smith, she made the sheriffs appointed, not elected by you, the people. That's completely opposite of the United States, which the United States created a protection. Along with independence, they saw how the UK used its barbarism with police and the sheriff system. The USA said, nah, with independence, we throw out all the loyalists, hang them in the streets, chase them to British Quebec. That's exactly where they all ran to. People didn't know. And the Americans, when they started crafting the Founding Fathers, the Constitution, they said, one, we're never going to follow the UK system again. We're never going to allow that to come to pass, where you can open fire on people. That's what happened in Boston, folks. The police opened fire on the citizens revolting over taxes. All they had was snowballs and bottles. That's what they had, empty bottles. And they threw it at the police, who opened fire up on the people, shooting and wasting them. They took away all the guns. The people had snowballs and empty bottles and rocks versus armed officers with muskets. And the police were ordered by the Crown, shoot to kill the colonists. They'll pay their taxes, and they did. Police at that time and currently in Canada are not sworn to you, the people. They're sworn to the Crown, the majesty of the Crown. They're not there to serve and protect, they're there to serve and protect the Crown. This was exactly the same thing of Nazi Germany, 1830 or 1933. It was the same as the U.S. pre-War of Independence, the Boston Tea Party and everything that happened there and all the people executed was because, one, the guns were taken away, two, first and foremost, the police were sworn to the Crown not to serve and protect the people. When the founding of American independence came, they saw that pre-Nazi styled system had to go. That same system as the RCMP had to go. Sheriffs had to be elected. Judges had to be elected. Police had to be sworn to the people to serve and protect the people, not open fire on unarmed civilians because they were protesting taxes from the crown, far-off ruler. See what I'm saying here? Everybody in Alberta, you've allowed the last three premiers, Rachel Notley, Jason Kenney, now Danielle Smith, to build a functioning SS police force called the Sheriffs of Alberta. Yes, they wear cute cowboy hats. Yes, they look all neat and wonderful. Almost look like American police, except for one. They're sworn to the crown. In fact, more than the crown, they're sworn bodyguards to the Premier and the Premier's office alone. That's their number one sole responsibility. Nothing in their oath says to serve and protect or to serve you, the people. Nothing. Just like in American independence, pre-American independence, just like the Boston Tea Party, the Crown started going after the guns. American colonists were not allowed to have guns. Not in the cities. Then it was, oh, we're going to appoint a bunch of officers from the Crown as they're handing out massive taxes. Does this sound familiar, Canadians? We can look at 1933. Hitler did the exact same thing. He did it sweepingly, just like one Danielle Smith is doing. Taking an unelected name, the sheriffs, pretending it's exactly like the Americans. It's not. It's 180 degrees the other way. Canadian sheriffs are not elected. They're appointed by Premier. There's two problems right there. In the USA, sheriffs have to run for office. The people of the community have to elect them. Danielle Smith's not doing any of that. They're not. Sheriff of Alberta is not the same as Sheriff of America. Sheriff of Alberta might as well be called the Nazi SS or the British monarchical dictatorship armed militants. That's what it was. British military before. No police. That's what we're getting here. And so far, Danielle Smith has amassed 1,520. Think about this. 1,520 legislature bodyguards for the Premier, who now are learning municipal policing, learning to go after criminals or those accused by the Crown of being criminals. You know, Hitler did the same thing. He did the same thing. I order you, I am the Premier, go after this person. I have forced a warrant on them. We already saw her with Arthur Pulaski in the phone call made with Arthur Pulaski. She says, I will interfere in the justice system. She tells you guys, don't worry about it. That's normal. It's not normal. In the USA, Danielle Smith would be in jail right now. Danielle Smith, if a governor in any state in the United States went to the independent judiciary and tried to call a witness in a criminal investigation, guess what would have happened to that governor? They would get charged for treason. They'd be in court for treason and sedition. If you don't know this, you can pick any one of the 50 states in the United States. Those are in there. We're watching a Premier build an SS Nazi-style police force. Arthur Pulaski went on. Everyone's talking to me about that. They went on. They're starting another party. They have till the 11th to get their 44 MLA candidates. They might get them. I don't know. I don't follow. I know that they attempted to have the old runner of the Alberta Independence Party enlist me with the CFO. I'm really sick, folks. The CFO for the old Alberta Independence Party board, they had them activating on me to try and get me going. And of course, I told Elections Alberta, no, thank you. I don't want to get involved. They're trying to say I have a surplus. I do not. There was actions brought against the Alberta Independence Party, and I settled it. I settled it right after I resigned. Money's owed quite a bit for the party, and it was registered in my home riding, so I had to eat it. I ate it for the whole party. I let it go, and people are trying to drag me back into provincial politics. It's not going to work. I wrote Elections Alberta, and I said no. I am going to run federally, everybody, like I said. I'm not going to be entering Alberta politics because I know that the key issue is the Crown. As it was in the War of Independence, as it is today, it's always been the Crown. Now, I don't believe Canadians want to have any revolution. I can't see even Alberta entering a revolution. We saw the freedom fighters and the convoy, several border crossing disputes, little tiny revolts. We saw what happened. I don't see people revolting. I don't see why people need to go to jail needlessly. What I see is an ability to build a party, to become a republic, to put down the Crown, and to do that, that means going federally, that means winning Prime Minister, and that is my work for the rest of my days. I'm going to finish this, I'm going to get that done. I'm not joining any more political parties provincially. I'm not getting involved in provincial politics. I do and will work with provincial parties to show them the light, but regardless, it doesn't matter. As Prime Minister, you can lock out all the legislatures anyway. You get to command the police, just like that Nazi SS system that Daniel Smith promises to recreate in Alberta. That's already built Canada-wide anyway, so I look at it, might as well take all the provinces, all the territories, show everybody one province, fix the whole country in one shot. I know the First Peoples want that. They don't want to have provinces chopped up, some independent, some not. So that's what I'm going to do, and it works for every Canadian, and that's the platform I'm going to spend the rest of my life bringing to the light. And I hope people share this video. It's up to you. I went through policing as it really is. We are Nazified policing here in Canada. We're watching premiers say, oh, I'm going to build my own Nazi police force right here in my province. That's what Daniel Smith's doing. Not a for the people, by the people police service. It's a police service sworn explicitly and wholeheartedly to the premier themselves. You won't find this style of policing anywhere in any of the 50 states or the federal system in the United States of America. They're sworn to the people, they uphold the people. There is national security, but there's checks and balances. Police forces don't work with each other in the United States. They are a check and balance against each other, like the local sheriff, elected by the people of the community to protect the people of the community. Sure, they have bylaws they enforce, but they also stand on guard to make sure federal and state jurisdiction isn't overriding the community. We have nothing like that in Canada. We are completely Nazified. We're watching it with Premier Danielle Smith. Yes, I know the RCMP are the original design, but when you're Premier, she had the choice, folks. She had the choice as Premier to run constitutional conventions, give the people the power, at least in the division of powers of the province. Certainly build a police force for the people to serve and protect, create checks and balances. She didn't do any of those things. It's all about her and her power. And folks, she won't be Premier forever. At some point, somebody else is going to be Premier. What's that person going to be like with a Nazi-styled sheriff's department at their beck and call that's currently 1,520 members? Think about this in Alberta, folks. The legislature police are now a membership of 1,520, sworn exclusively and solely to the Premier, not you, the people of the province of Alberta. There is no serve and protect. It's serve the Crown, serve the Premier. Think about that. Say that multiple times in this video. Go read their oath. It's not to you, it's to the Premier. They're the Premier's personal bodyguard. Adolf Hitler did this exact same thing. Within 6 years, he took over the entire policing of Germany. It was all sworn to him entirely. A whole militia group of police officers enact his will wherever he wanted to against the people. The people never do well in systems where the executive branch, the judiciary, and the legislative branch are all fused. People don't do well. You, the people, don't do well. Those are dictatorships. Those are not democracies. Daniel Smith's building that right in Alberta. Modeled off, yes, the RCMP, always been here, always going to be our policing system. But when do premiers break from that? When do premiers give you, the people, the power? At least in their division of powers. Why don't they hold constitutional conventions? They don't want to. Danielle Smith's not preparing you for separation from Canada. She's preparing you for provincial dictatorship of her party and her enforcement of laws as she sees fit, as a divine queen over you, the subjects and savages. That's what she's doing. Another layer of another dictator. Oh, don't worry about Trudeau. I'll be the dictator over your other powers that are promised to you that no one wants to give you. This country's sick. It's going deathly downhill, and people don't see it. Share the video because it's credible, real, verifiable, and truthful. That's where we're going. And if people don't wake up, I don't know what to tell you. You can't find any relation to anything she's doing in any democracy. It's all autocratic dictatorships. In fact, matched by only a few others, and one of those is Adolf Hitler, Nazi Germany. Look what he did with this policing. Look what Danielle Smith's doing with the sheriffs. And remember, folks, even if she had the best intentions, she won't be premier forever. What's the next nut job gonna do? See the problem here? Can you imagine Rachel Notley getting that police service? You notice how Rachel Notley isn't saying anything about the Alberta sheriffs? She loves it. Ooh, my own personal 1,500-man guard for me and my party. Think about it. They're not against each other, they're working together. It's them up here and all of you down here. They're taking away your guns, they're working with Trudeau. Now they're putting in an autocratic Nazi-style police force. Think about that. Sworn to the Premier, not to you. There's no serve and protect. It's serve the crown. Read their oath. Wake up. Share this video. It's real, credible, truthful, and verifiable. Do it for your families. Do it for your kids to come. Do it for your grandkids to come, great-grandkids. I don't know. But you gotta do it, because if we don't get it out there, this will only grow and fester until we've lost everything. That's my video.